Phumelela Gaming and Leisure, with a market cap of 809.6 million rand, is the horse racing and tote betting operator in 7 of South Africa's 9 provinces. The racing operator sought to gain control of its competitor Gold Circle's Western Cape business, which the Competition Commission prohibited last month, saying it would lessen competition and entrench one company's already dominant position. Phumelela, this is really now in the heart of what you don't like, gaming and horse racing. I'm surprised you're even going to utter any words.
No, actually, I quite like the sports part of gambling, because if you think about what people gamble on, it's cards or other games of chance. It's the stock market, which we haven't spoken about, but is always there, you know, futures trading and other people. And then there's sports. And I think gaming or gambling on sports potentially increases the enjoyment that people get out of it. So if you want to like have $50 on who's going to win the Derby in July, or if you want to put 50 Rand on whether Chelsea's going to beat Spurs in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of the FA Cup, it kind of is said to increase one's enjoyment thereof. So Phumelela, I mean, is positioned in the horses. It's a kind of old style gambling environment, but there are people who love it. It actually had quite a big spin-off from the properties that it owned. Newmarket, which it developed down in the Alberton area, and in the Turffontein area they had some properties. So it's a bit of a fringe player. They got into providing gambling related to horse races overseas, which, you know, apparently was interesting to some
I'm still
people.
blown away that you could be so negative about gaming in the hotel industry and in the casino environment, and then say it's okay in the horse racing environment.
I take that back. It's all totally idiotic. And companies that do that have got to be totally off their rocker. And people who buy shares in companies
Have
like
you
this
ever
are gonna
bought
be
shares in
completely
Phumelela?
mad. Never.
And you're never going to buy shares in Phumelela?
Never.
I've
Right,
got
Dan,
I've
let's
got
go
a strong
to you.
argument as to why you should be holding Phumelela. So it's a very, very cash generative business. They probably have one of the highest dividend yields in the whole market. The dividend yield is at 6.5%. There are not many stocks that will give you that sort of return. How consistent it is going forward, I don't know. But as I said, very cash generative business. They operate under the brand Tab. And as Paul referred to as well, they now actually offer betting on soccer and rugby as well. And they've just recently acquired the rights to 30 UK different race courses whereby locals can bet on. So it's a very big business, actually. They also own channel 232 on DSTV, which is a full-time channel. And I think they have quite a lot of revenue coming from all these different avenues. So
Well, that dividend yield in
business,
itself
actually.
at 6.5% is worth investing in, surely.
Yeah,
You say
I
it's
think
among
so.
the highest
Look,
on the market?
over the past, well, not the highest. It's probably, you know, up there.
I said among the highest.
Amongst the highest in the market, 6.5%. I think it's very big. And I think, but you know, over the past 5 years, they've returned, I think it's 8.1% to shareholders in terms of capital growth. So it's fairly poor. On the contrary, but which is probably around 1.5% to 2% a year increase on the capital of your capital in terms of the share price, but a decent dividend. So nonetheless, risky business. You know, I think anyone who were to invest in Phumelela would be there for the dividend.
Paul, can you add a few more words on this one?
Yeah, you know, the core anchor shareholder is Brian Cantor, who's an executive director at Vestact, who loves horses, and his chum Marcus Jooste, the guy from Steinhoff, and then a bunch of their other cronies got involved with actually managing the business. So it's very, very illiquid. So you've got to be one of the inside personalities, perhaps, you know, kind of one of the horse race owners or the guys down there, the trainers and so on. It's like a little community there. They know about it, and they'll probably be able to tell you what the earnings are going to be 3 years out. So for normal people, avoid.
Hot or not?
Next, not hot.
I'm glad you haven't changed. Nick's hot. It's Nick's hot in your book. Dan, are we going to go a little bit better than lukewarm? Come, I've been so lenient on you this evening.
As a punt, hot. As a real punt, as a long-term investment for your quiet, reserved sort of investor, not hot.